are here for 30 minutes more or less. And yes, like I was about to say, I am late. I am late. I am late. But I had stuff going on. It was for a good reason. But I'm here. Hold on. Let me get this going. Microphone, go live. Why am I hearing feedback? This is weird. Just a second. Test. Turn. Okay, there I am. All right. So here I am. Happy holy day to all Moors and Muslims. Please excuse my tardiness. I had stuff going on. It's Friday again already. And on top of that, the month of December is more than half over. Can you believe it's almost over? Right? This year has been flying, but that was prophesized. You know, that's how we know it's the end times. If you subscribe to scripture, which I do, because Moors, we respect and honor all divine prophets. And one of them is that time will be made short, otherwise no flesh would be saved. Please excuse me, I cannot remember exactly which scripture that refers to, but there it is. So it's not just you, because if it's just me, fine, right? But if it's you too, this is my reaching out to let you know that I'm going through it too. You are not alone, that kind of thing. So today is Friday. I try to come here every week to share what I got going on in the realm of all things Moorish, as well as what I've been seeing coming across the stream as far as news that might interest the Moors or stuff that you might want to, have a heads up about because you don't want to get caught slipping. So yeah. And also, you can get in when you fit in, and all that stuff. And also I might be starting to let folks come on in here and chat because people are sending me what is that? News clippings. I appreciate y'all. I try to get to them and I'm trying to get better at it. But if I don't mention it, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because I just didn't have time to insert it because I be ripping and running all day. If you don't know who I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L of CalifaMedia.com. Mercy. I'm naming my businesses or my involvements, my commitments in order of manifestation. So CalifaMedia.com and works. Com is like going away a little bit, and works is everything that Califa Media has actually been doing because know them by their works, right? So CalifaMedia.com and works. mrcicharities.org and com, right? risingofmoors.org and com. And I think this is in our shops. And certifiedmoorish.org and com. And if you don't know what those are, Califa Media is the publication and media where I made this. I made this in-house because I got like a Cricut cutter, a really good printer, and lots of vinyl. This is just vinyl. And then you order a shirt, all right? Because I can't find stuff. So I make stuff, and it's like, wow, Moors have been asking me, where you get that? Where you get that? On my site, CalifaMedia.com, right? And came across riseofthemoors.com because mrcicharities.org and com helped the rise of the Moors who got caught up in they got caught up, the Mansfield standoff. I think that's what it's named after. I'm not getting into all that. I'm just saying Mercy Charities, the charity that was set up because Califa Media got nervous for having so much in their coffers. They were like, nope, some of this got to be donated or the prophet gonna come get it somehow. I believe in controlled demolition, right? So that's why the charity was set up. And it was set up in time to assist the group formerly known as Rise of the Moors, because that's now trademarked and it belongs to us because Mercy Charities helped them get out of a cage. And then their leader, Jamal, went around telling Moors. First off, he skipped. I'm going to say that I don't remember him saying thank you, but I do remember seeing all over the place, we need to learn Arabic and read the Quran with a Q, not the Quran with a K. So anyway, I'm like, you don't deserve that name, Rise of the Moors. Somehow it's going to come into my hands. Do what you do, Allah. Fast forward a year. This is where patience comes in. Thank goodness the Moors are the people of Saturn. Know your astrology. We're the people of Saturn. We ain't going nowhere. All right. So fast forward a year, they fell into my hands. And thanks to the Moors who had helped him they were still helping the charity, and we happened to have it in our accounts when it became available, because I guess part of the rise of the group known as Rise of the Moors, part of their punishment was you don't get to prosper off of your crimes or whatever. I'm not saying I agree with it or disagree with it. I'm just saying what happened. You know, you don't get to profit off your crime. So from what I understand, their site was taken away from them. And I happened to stumble across it on the last day it was being auctioned off. And I won the auction on behalf of the charity. Thank goodness the Moors had donated. So there was actually money to bid. All right. And then because I had the .org, nobody did get the .com, and I was able to get that too. See what happens when you're sincere in your dealings and you're patient. I have Moon conjunct Saturn, so patience is like the name of the game, that kind of thing. I can wait. What else am I doing? Time is going to pass either way. I might as well do something prosper, whatever. And yes, I'm showing this off because I love this logo. Rise. Let me see if I can do it right. Rise of let me do this again. Rise of the Moors. Okay. Rise of the Moors. And yes, that is an Ankh, because I'm bringing that up because I do branding. That's one of my things, because I'm more actually because I have pins like this. I'm going to put them in the shop probably this weekend. I have pins like this, or like little enamel pins like this one. Also available in shop. I think it's on here. Let me see. Is this on here? Isn't it here? There we go. Yeah. So if you like my pen, happy holy day, right? I also make the yes, I am like one-stop shopping and like, multi-talented. I also make the steel version in-house. Yes, this thing is very heavy because I plan on passing it down. That's why I'm lowering it slowly, because it's heavy. And I also make, if you like something a little fancier, this is soft enamel. All right. So that's in shop. Wherever you're watching this, you can get this in the shop. But anyway, like I was saying, I have this as a pin, and I'm bringing up the branding thing because I also offer this as a service. Shout out to Moorish Hall of Learning. I am still working on it. I am putting together an app. I remember I told you, you're my indigenous pets. You're my guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are indigenous to the Americas. Isn't that wonderful? So yes, you're my indigenous pet. And I'm putting together an app that you get to use for free to do your branding, because I love doing branding. What do I use to do branding? And this is going to probably be the only plug I do, aside from letting y'all know that Take Your Places was out of stock and it is now back. Oh, let me pin that. There it is right there. And gratitude to y'all. This ain't, okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, gratitude to those who took advantage of the first Moorish Monday and cleaned me out. That's why this was on back order, because I put it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna include this in Moorish Monday. And just on TikTok alone, thank y'all, it was like 20 orders. And then on all my other platforms, I was y'all cleaned me out. Thank you. Gratitude. But they're back in stock. I just got a book. I just got a stack in today, a whole case. And a case of these is 82 books, and there are 70 remaining. I just got them yesterday, and there's 70 remaining. I'm just saying. And just as I know I'm whatever. I know I'm like probably like benefiting you more than myself. But if you can be patient and wait till Monday, every Monday up until Prophet's Day on January 8th, I will be putting up a thing, where I offer discounts or something on my website, acknowledging we got our own stuff going on. We really do. We have a holiday that we are preparing for. So to acknowledge that, you can get something. It's always at least a discount. Like the first week, it was 25% off. That's why I had to wait. That's why this was on back order. So thank y'all for your support, for real. Those are kind of problems I like. And then last week was, if you ordered, you got 15% off and a magnet to go with the event. And I think I'm going to keep the magnet going. So if you've already bought something, don't worry. I'm going to send you a magnet. Don't worry. You didn't miss out, because I know how that's messed up. Dang, I should have waited. No, you shouldn't have. Don't worry. You're going to get your magnet. All right. And then so it'll be, I don't know what it'll be. Okay. You just got to check in Monday, or you can get it now, whatever. And this is also included in a bundle because this was written as part of a toolkit. I am a Moorish, indigenous American national. I am not delineating, I am nationalizing. So I'm claiming some stuff that can't be taken away from me because first in line, first in time, we can date when you got here, everybody. I can pull up the records and show when y'all got here. Can you do that with me? No. So first in line, first in time. So I'm using some stuff. I used some stuff for 10 years to run the business that I put out books with. Isn't this cool? I love consistency because I got too much going on. So it's like, can I take this one thing and make it work 20 ways? So I took this publishing company and now I'm putting out books as well as showing Moors how to run a company. So 10 years after I made sure that IRS, last call, state, IRS didn't say nothing. So I'm just giving you a chance, even though I know you can't say nothing. Nothing? Okay, cool. Now I put out the paperwork. People came back with questions. Here's the book that explains the paperwork. And you can get it as a bundle. You can get the book by itself. You can get the paperwork by itself. But if you buy them together, of course, you get a discount. I think that'll be what I'm doing for Moorish Monday. I'm going to drop all my bundles, right? Like, okay, get the torch and isonomy, get a deal. I don't know. Buy a Quran, a Constitution, because I sell like quality frameable. Let me pull this down. I got it right here, right? When you walk in my door, as soon as you walk in, this is what you see. Okay. I'll put this in the shop too. Obviously suitable for framing. The Constitution of the Moorish, the Divine Constitution and bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is what you see as soon as you open my door. This is what you see as soon as you open my door. These are the rules of my house. And credit to, what was his name? Grand Sheik Victor Taylor L, right? Even though he shaded me, I'm not going to shade him. So credit to him, right? I don't know what I just did. Hold on, give me a second. So he took full advantage of my talents and brought out some more. So thank you for that. And he had me use my editing skills to create an alternative version of the Constitution. The only thing that's different from this Constitution, the only thing that makes this Constitution different from every other Constitution is this picture. That's it. That's the only thing that's different. And there's no partial. We are parcel, as in you can't take me out without taking yourself out. Not part and part again, with part and part show. Part and part again. Anyway, so he had me do this. And he told me, let me unpin this because this is in the way. Hold on. And no, I'll leave it up there. He told me this is what this is probably, because he knew better than to be saying, I know what the prophet knew. This is probably what the prophet would have done to the Constitution if he had had time to do it. Because if you don't know our history, we have a culture, we have a history that is unique to ourselves. If you are not one of us, hush. Unless you want me to tell you about yourself. Anyway, because this picture was taken at the only convention he was able to attend. And unfortunately, he was taken out before he was able to update the Constitution. So if you want these, I have them in ready to go. I actually have them ready to go. And I'll hang this back up because it's like it's a thing to hang it back up. So that's there. So anyway, back to the branding, because we have our own stuff. If you want branding done for a Moor, because I don't work for nobody else, Muslims and Moors, everybody else has somebody to cover you, right? It's just like being American. I'm a Moor born in America. Once upon a time, this was not called America. Just like once upon a time, India wasn't called India. Okay? Once upon a time, what's that one? What's that city? Delhi wasn't called Delhi. What's that other one? Bangkok wasn't called Bangkok. Siam wasn't called Siam. I'm sorry, Myanmar. Myanmar wasn't called Myanmar. All right. It was, then it wasn't, and then it was again. So my thing is, this is just like being so-called American. Y'all not American. You are wherever you came from, because you don't get to be what you are and American. Because what does that leave for the people that you know? This got to belong to somebody. Somebody was on your land, but nobody was on this land. You all are insane. These foreigners are nuts. They actually, Psalms 83, they agree that this don't belong to nobody. All right. And as long as we don't say nothing, that's the fact. That's the truth. All right. So I'm pushing back by getting in their face. All right. Y'all love biting off us. Y'all obsess over us the way you do. So I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you a whole lot. Let me get this thing out of the way. I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff. Let me pin this. Okay. For our little girls. Because you get the women, you get the nations. So I'll go after our little ladies. The princess turbans. Okay. Sticker. This goes with, this is a turban sheet. All right, how much? This is $5, shipping included. Okay, this is for the little girls. I have a version for the little boys, but they keep selling out. So I gotta, every time I'm like, I'm gonna print some more to show y'all. They keep selling out. Oh, I wish I had a picture, but everything's like engaged right now. Okay, so that is to go with, and of course I don't have a copy of it with me. Yes, I do. Praise Allah. Better than a Boy Scout. Get ready, stay ready. That goes with, okay, there we go. Oh, no, this. No, give me a break. Okay, cool. Cover your head. So yes, the turban. Actually, I think I'll do that. If you get the turban book, right, I'll just throw the stickers in for you. Okay, and hopefully you have a little girl. But the stickers, if you see, it actually tells you, I'm on 3 different devices. The stickers actually tell you what each color means, because the prophet says sisters. I don't know what he meant for the brothers, but he says sisters, wear your turban in every color of the rainbow. So that's why, all right, well, what you doing today? What is today? Because that might make a difference. All right. So, and that'll come with your turban book. So you can also, because I did a whole thing on this thing. I'm not about to go into it again. Has instructions on how to tie your Moorish turban. And I'm gonna say it every time I bring this up. Ain't she pretty? All right, cool. So that's that. So if you're interested in doing something like that, that's what I love to do. I wrote my first book when I think I was in the 1st grade. So I was like 7 years old. It was about a giraffe. My teacher was so impressed. My parents weren't, because they were Leos. Now I look back and I see what they were up to. You not impressed? Because my parents, both Leo sons. My mother is a triple Leo. It's as bad as it sounds. Okay, my father was because he passed, Leo sun, Gemini moon. My sister and I, check this out. He married a Leo. So this Leo married a Leo. This Leo sun with a Gemini moon married a Leo. And together they had 2 daughters that look just like her, mirror image. Both of whom are Geminis, like my father's moon, right? And both of whom have Leo moons, like both of our parents. It was so cool. So pride is a big thing in our family line. Pride and vengeance, because there's a lot of Leo, a lot of Scorpio. So pride and vengeance. Don't hurt my pride. Or anyway, so I wrote my first book at 7, and they weren't impressed. So I've been working on that ever since. All right. And then I remember my father already passed at this point before I even started on books. And I let my mother know, like, hey, guess what? I got our name, the name Najiola. It's in the Library of Congress. It really is. Because I, as an actual printing house, right, we actually have books in the United States Library of Congress. Yes, they are. And I showed it to her, and she was like, oh, okay, and walked away. I was not hurt. I'm like, oh, yeah? Okay, so fast forward some 10 years. It's like, this is what happened later. All right, Rise of the Moors. How do I know how to do this stuff? Oh, you got a sister asked me at one of our meetups, because the Moors actually meet up. We got one coming up in the spring at DC to hopefully go see, Allah willing, go see the cherry blossom. She asked me, how do I come up with this stuff? One, I know my chart, okay? I have a lot of stuff in Gemini, and Gemini is part of Gemini is in my 8th house. So the stuff that's in Gemini is in the 8th house part of my Gemini. So I love to communicate, Gemini, with symbols, 8th house. Okay. So if you need some assistance with that, and I'm gonna get into everything else. How long have I been on here? 20 minutes. This is how I do this. And I've been studying for a long time. So I go here because I first start with the spiritual. This was recommended by the elder. I don't know if he's still alive, Bobby Hemmett. This is Women's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's symbols. What are pictures worth 1,000 words? Might want to know your options for pictures. And this thing goes deep. All right. It breaks it down by like you want squares, you want circles. And this one, I forgot. So this was written by Barbara Walker, and this one is actually signed to somebody else by Barbara Walker. So yeah, collector's item. And I collect these in case my children get in trouble. They can always sell these. So anyway, I look through these to see where symbols like this come from, right? And then once I figure, and then I wait. Remember I said 8th house? If you know any Scorpios, you know, they're very, very deep. They have, oh, thank you for having that book. I appreciate that. They're real suspect. Right? I have a lot of Scorpios. I grew up with Scorpios. I don't deal with them because I'm a Gemini. All right. It's like surface level, and then there's a surface level communication and thoughts and your deep emotions. I can love you from afar, but at least I grew up with you, so I know how to deal with you, and I appreciate you. So communicating with symbols, right? So then once I just wait, like Scorpios, if you ask them something, they might come back to you a few days later and got an answer for you because they just wait for the download. Same here, because my son is in the 8th house, so I wait. And then once I get a download, let me go into the second Barbara G. Walker book, Women's Encyclopedia. So this was the dictionary, right? Where I could just real quick look some stuff up. And then if I want to go into detail, this is the encyclopedia that goes into detail on that stuff that's in the dictionary. And then once I come up with, I think I got a good idea, I go into, give me a second because this is, you might be able to see it on Instagram and some other places. Oh, logo beginnings. All right. I look it up on Google too, but Google ain't got everything. So yeah, this book shows you a whole bunch of logos, right? I also use it as inspiration. Like if you get a block, like I just can't come up with nothing. Sometimes you just need to flip through some stuff. If you're a creative, I don't know what that is. If you're a creative, you know how that works. So, okay, does this resemble anything in the past? Does it resemble anything in the present? Yes, I got both. Oh, if I could lift both of these, that's my workout for the day. All right. Oh, oh my God. Oh, there we go. Yes, they're very heavy. That's a lot of knowledge. All right. So logo modernism, logo beginnings. So I'm not just out here asking, hey, ChatGPT, make this for me. No, good enough ain't good enough. I'm actually going into some books. All right. Wow. Yeah, that was my workout. So that's that. So I think that's it. So like I was saying, how far am I into this? I said 30 minutes more or less. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So like I said, take your places. Business book is back in stock. Okay. Cover your head. If you order it, receive the stickers included. I'll put those in. I'll just stick them up in there. Or maybe I'll turn this in. I'm not going to send a sticker sheet. I'll make it into a bookmark. I'm willing. I'm going to see if I can make it into a bookmark. That would be so cool. And I'll probably send the stickers too. Who knows? All right. And everything else, what else we got? Exclusively. And I think I only have 12 left. So if I run out, I'll run out because I know how folks are. It's like, oh, I'll wait to order some. And then everybody order all of them. And I got it on back order. Isonomy only available through Califa Media, right? Because that thing was costing $27 $25 or no, $32. And I was able to bust it down to like 27 just because I don't have to split it with Amazon and all the other booksellers. So, and also the torch. And I think I'll make this a what is that? A bundle too. All right. Where buy one is this much. Because I think they're both the same price, but if you get them both at the same time, I'll give you a deal. Okay. What else we got? Hardcover Quran. I think that's it. And then I'm gonna get on with this news because the news this week has been a trip. Hardcover Quran. Got this because I also have, I don't know if I have one up here with me. Yes, I do. I have a soft cover Quran as well. I don't know if I think I might have one of these left, just soft, but I got the hardcover one because Moors be wearing their Qurans out. So this is made to last longer than this one. All right. Because Moors don't let their scriptures get dusty. They really don't. All right. So that's there. All right. So now I can get into everything else. All right. Let me get this out the way. How unpin stuff. Says sisters auxiliary. How unpin. Unpin. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to try to run through the news. Yeah, this one might run long, but I have my notes. Allah, please let me stick to these notes because I took the trouble of writing them down. Let me actually use them. And why do I have my notes? Because I respect your time. So let's get going. So, news this week. No more lotto. The party's over. And one spoiled apple ruins the bunch. All right, here we go. So, got all that done? No more lotto. Real quick, let's run through it. The Trump administration has moved to end participation in a diversity visa program commonly known as the Visa Lottery. For decades, this program allocated up to 50,000 immigrant visas annually to applicants from countries with historically low rates of immigration to the United States. The stated purpose was to broaden the national mix of immigration to the United States. The stated purpose was to broaden the national mix of incoming migrants. The administration has framed the program as outdated and vulnerable to abuse, arguing that random selection does not meet modern security labor needs. That is chancy. We're just going to put your name in a hat, and if we pull your name, you get to come over here, no questions asked. I'm going to have to look up to see if there's anywhere else on planet Earth that does that. I highly doubt it. Maybe I should just save my time because everywhere else is being run by their own people. The suspension effectively closes one of the few remaining pathways for legal immigration that did not rely on family sponsorship, employment sponsorship, or asylum claims. While the program disproportionately benefited applicants from parts of Africa, Eastern Europe, and the Caribbean, critics long noted that it also incentivized mass application without regard to skill, integration, or long-term contribution. So if you're wondering, well, how are all these people coming over here and all they doing is getting on welfare? Because they applied through the lottery. Useless eaters. They were useless eaters at home. They're useless eaters over here. Okay. And they target us because they went there, target their pig zaddies. Okay. Anyway, okay. Ending the lottery signals a shift away from symbolic inclusion towards tighter gatekeeping and discretionary admissions, with immigration policy increasingly centered on enforcement, verification, and state interest rather than the opportunity narrative. Or like I say, the scumbag opportunist narrative. I just came over here to eat. I came to eat. I wouldn't dare clean up my filthy kitchen and make something work there. I'm gonna come to your house and eat. And then try to look down on the people who've been here. I helped build. Build what? You showed up and everything was done. Build what? You didn't build nothing at home, but you built something here. Just like the Europeans who can't stand out in the sun for more than 10 minutes, but they made the pyramids. That's y'all. So, next one. Party's over. Because that's a song. The party's over. Anyway, I don't know where it comes from. Expanded denaturalization efforts under ICE and DOJ. Happy holy day to you too. Beverly, who is that? McGoy Bay. Who's up in here? Let me see. Trolley Moly. Let's see. Seven King and Beverly McGee. Okay, who over here? Study more. Yeah, you always here. What's up? Islam, appreciate your faithfulness. Yisharal, Brandon L. Bay. Okay, Yishai. Okay, Islam. I hope I got that right. And all the Moors over here, because the Moors on Instagram be supporting. So apologies if I don't run through this list, because it's like, yeah, let me just stay where I was going. Wait. I'm waiting for everybody I can real quick before I continue, because I'm about to just be on the roll. I want to get in that flow and stay there. So let me take care of this. All right. So, like I was saying, the party's over. Expanded denaturalization efforts from under ICE and DOJ guidance. This started last week. I mentioned this last week when a bunch of people showed up for their naturalization ceremonies, and they like, what country you from? Bye. What country you from? Come on in. You from where? Bye. Okay, so this is continuation of that. The Trump administration has issued guidance directing immigration enforcement agencies to significantly increase denaturalization referrals. Under the guidance, ICE field offices are expected to supply the Office of Immigration Litigation. Let me say that again. Under this guidance, ICE field offices are expected to supply the Office of Immigration Litigation with between 100 and 200 denaturalization cases per month in the next fiscal year. Denaturalization refers to the legal process of revoking U.S. citizenship from individuals who are alleged to have obtained it through fraud, misrepresentation, or concealment of material facts. Also, if I gave it to you, I could take it away. All right, if I was here before you got here, proud nation of immigrants, you ain't taking jack from me. So all you proud immigrants, yeah, y'all keep waiting for us to get them. How long they been telling us to go back to Africa and we still here? That should tell them something. But I get it. You're not from here, so you don't know these things. Thanks for proving you're not here from here. Thanks for the verification. Freaking fraud runners. I can't stand these people. Okay, like I said, I was raised by two Leos. Pride. You have no pride, which means you have no shame. To run, and then got the nerve to say anything about the people who did it. All right, Moors, like I said last week, fixing my shirt because this is branding, okay? Last week, we need to start checking these people. It's their turn to feel as uncomfortable on our land as they have made us feel on our land. Treat them the way you know they would treat you on their land if you would dare to act like this. All right. Actually, don't treat them like that, because a lot of them will take your life if you acted the way they acted on your land. They know they're not from here. It don't matter who it belongs to, but they know they're not from here. And look how they act. So I'm saying, right, I know how I'm so glad I never bowed to a white Jesus. I love my people. I'm going to get back to this. I love my people. But the thing that infuriates me most about them is their meekness. I know they say the meek shall inherit the earth. I get it. They're so sweet. They're so kind. But I'm just like, could you please? There's a knife. There's a shield. There's a spear. Pick up one and start swinging. Come on. I don't want to come down there with you. Come up here with me. I'm not saying we got to do this like physically. This is a metaphysical balance or a battle. Like, I'm suing people right now. I'm helping other people to sue people. I'm helping set up businesses. I'm getting in folks' faces. We're what? Rise of the Moors. And we're what? Got organized. We have meetups. I'm doing my best. Go somewhere. I'm talking to my child. As a single mother running a business, and I like to live in a clean house. So yeah, I'm exhausted. So what you doing? Anyway, so denaturalization. All right. Did I finish that? Anyway, historically, denaturalization was rare and used sparingly, often in cases involving war crimes or serious national security issues. This new target represents a dramatic expansion in the scale and signals a broader interpretation of fraud that could include decades old application errors. And while officials emphasize that naturalized citizens retain due process rights, legal scholars warn that the policy introduces uncertainty for millions who believe citizenship to be final. If I gave it to you, I can take it from you. I've said it before. If y'all have been like around me, I've said it. It's like people get over here and their brains fall out. The move reframes naturalization as a permanent status, not as a permanent status, but a conditional privilege subject to retroactive scrutiny. You applied for it. I cannot, if you're Chinese, I cannot take that away from you, right? But if that's based in paper, I can take that away from you, sucker. That's what you get. The problems you don't have when you stay home. Anyway, where am I? Okay, I'm gonna race through this. One spoiled apple ruins the bunch. This immigrant, but Jupiter is in Cancer. There is an elevated, expanded rise in nationalism. Everybody wants their freaking home to themselves. That's what's going on right now. And it's retrograde. What you think? This is the retrograde, which is like, okay, I'm going to pull back a minute. It's a little stronger, but it's moving backwards. What you think is going to happen when it goes forward? Anyway, one spoiled apple ruins the bunch. And this gets into my main theme tonight, which is no honor amongst thieves. So one spoiled apple ruins the bunch. Caribbean visa restrictions linked to citizenship by investment, which is so ironic because the United States is doing the same thing. The United States has announced visa restrictions affecting Antigua and Barbados, and Dominica, citing concerns tied to citizenship by investment programs. These programs allow foreign nationals to obtain citizenship through financial investment, often without long-term residence. U.S. officials have raised alarms about wealthy Nigerian nationals and others using these passports to bypass standard vetting processes when applying for U.S. visas. So it's like how the U.S. said Hindus in India, the Indians have to actually go back to India or prove residence in the country that they're applying for to come here, right? Because they're taking up too many spots from the people who are actually from those countries. So, for instance, I guess too many Nigerians were applying for visas to come to the United States in Antigua because for whatever reason, we all know what it is, freaking scammers. For whatever reason, Nigerians can't apply for visas to come to the United States from Nigeria. So they got to pay some other country to let them invest and be like, sure, thank you for the millions. Now you can we'll give you residency and you can apply for your visa to the United States. So these islands, these Caribbeans, these are Moors, but this is also why I said these Moors got to go home. I know you're Moors, but you know what? When World War II is over, even though the Japanese were Asians, they had to leave China, didn't they? And go back to Japan, didn't they? Japan's a lot closer to China than we are to a lot of those islands. I'm just saying. So anyway, and this is what happens. As a result, visa categories including tourist, student, work, visa categories including tourist, student, work, and immigrant visas are being restricted for nationals of these countries. Of Antigua and Barbados, and Dominica. Not Nigeria, because they already had something put on them, which is why they had to apply through these islands. Okay. The administration argues that inconsistent identity verification and weak oversight within investment citizenship programs pose security risks, even though the United States is doing the same exact thing right now with Trump gold cards, right? Not green cards, gold cards. Caribbean governments counter that they have worked with international partners to strengthen safeguards and that the restrictions unfairly punish entire populations for the actions of a small elite. You're letting these people use your name. You're letting criminals use your name to break into somebody else's house. That's what you get. Oh, ain't no reason why the United States why you can't apply from Nigeria. Sure, you can use Dominica. What happened? Why they penalizing me? How stupid can you be and still breathe? The move underscores a growing U.S. focus on passport credibility, and origin integrity. It also highlights how global wealth migration schemes can trigger consequences not just for investors, but for everyday travelers, students, and families caught in the fallout. I don't blame them, because who probably got enough money to pay for these investment citizenship by investment? Who probably got enough money to pay for that? Have you ever seen that show Catfish, where all these Nigerian scammers are robbing these desperate old people? Right? These mothers are making millions of dollars a year. And now the United States is saying, you know what? We're a nation of criminals, because this started out as a colonial prison. We're a nation of criminals, and you too much for us. You can't come over here no more. And y'all, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica and Antigua, or whatever, y'all thought this was a come up. And now, didn't this just happen with Kenya? Kenyans can't apply for visas right now because too many Somalians are applying from Kenya. Anyway, and that goes into, I'm about to be done, because I need to go. I need a taco. No, that's what you get. Who is this again? Let me name y'all, because I got something coming up. I ain't go through the announcements. I'm gonna go back over those real quick. Those who are brought over, if you're not from here, you don't know this. So I'm gonna catch you up real quick. Okay. So we're gonna go back to slavery. It's brief. Slavery ended in 1865. There was a whole big old opening for labor, because now I can't force you to work for me. I'm willing to pay you. But a lot of those people are like, excuse my language, fuck you and your mama. And that's how a lot of them from Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama ended up in Chicago, Detroit, New York, LA, and Texas. That's how they ended up there, because they were like, I know you want to pay me. You're willing to pay me to stay. You can't pay me enough. So I'm going to go out here and strike. I'm going to be my own slave, right? And we're going to see who going to prosper first, because your living has been based on my labor. Now my labor will only be providing for me. Let's see who dies first. Instead of dying, they opened up Ellis Island. So that's the first wave of scum. Okay. So they brought over all these scumbags who will run, all of them. Look it up. All of them were running from something. All of them. I'm an orphan. I'm a criminal, right? I'm a prostitute. I need to hide my past. Trump's father. I'm a pimp and a tax evader. No, Trump's grandfather, not his father. My apology. Trump's grandfather was a draft dodger. That's how he ended up here. A whole bunch of German guys ended up here as draft dodgers. Okay. And what did he do with his opportunity? He went out to the Yukon and opened up a brothel and a bar, both of which were illegal, and refused to pay taxes. That was his grandfather. Does it sound like Trump learned anything? Yes, it does. He kept the legacy alive. Anyway, this is the scum sponge, this land. So that was the first wave. You don't want to pay us, so you brought over the scum from Europe. Fast forward 100 years. 1865, we got free. For 100 years, we were not actually free. I know you foreigners don't know this, because this ain't your, why would you know this? Okay? Because you're not from here. Anyway, 1865, fast forward to 1965, we started fighting back. We finally got the bright idea, you know what? Skip this state stuff. I'm going to sue you on the federal level. If you need some help suing some people, I only know how to do federal, and I win. I would win if people would let me finish the dang case, but they always get scared off. So I'm about to sue on I'm suing some people for some stuff they did to me. And then when I have a win, maybe y'all let me help you, because it's like, see, every time we step out the door, it's a lawsuit. You might as well get your money. 1965, we finally got these crackers off our back and said, you know what? You've been giving everybody else money. You gave the Japanese money for being put in those concentration camps during World War II. You gave the Jews money for stuff that we didn't even do there. All right. So now, where's our set asides? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go, niggas. Here you go. Hey, world, especially the west side, because the east side, or especially the east side, because we got all the west siders. Am I doing this right? No, we got all the east siders from Europe. Now we inviting all the west siders from Asia. All those set asides those are there for us to like small business loans to open up businesses in so-called black neighborhoods. Do you ever wonder how is it that these people can hop off the boat, can't speak the language, but all of a sudden they got a business in your neighborhood? Just like in 1865, rather than pay you, I'm going to ship in the scum of the earth. Fast forward to 1965, rather than pay you, I'm going to ship in the scum of the earth. Okay. And now, as there's no honor amongst thieves, right? These co-conspirators are shocked, surprised, and hurt that they gotta leave something that they contributed absolutely nothing to. We built this. This was built when you got here. You built this again like the Europeans built the pyramids. Do it again. Go home. Prove me wrong. Go home and do it. Okay? People love to brag about what they did here. Do it at home, and then I'll be impressed. Until then, you are what those people over there are. You're no different. You just took a shower and put on some better clothes. That's it. You're still beneath me, because no matter, I could be homeless on the street. I ain't showered in 3 months, and I'm gonna still be more than you because I didn't run. Could have, should have, didn't, never will. Somebody asked me, am I gonna leave the country? Never, because I'm too afraid I won't be able to get back. Can you imagine a Nigerian saying some stuff like that? I'm afraid to leave Nigeria because I might not be able to come back. Can you imagine only people that I can imagine saying that are Asians? Specifically Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese. That's probably it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And with that, I think I'm done. Thank you, Moors. Support them more. And like I said, don't forget, it's Moorish Monday coming up this Monday. Moors have been telling me, like I said, when I'm plugging my things, my wares, I would be glad to shout you out if you are a Moor or a Muslim. But, and I've covered this, I might have to take some clips and put it up there again. There's this thing called professionalism. Thank you for reaching out to me if you have to ask me to plug your stuff. But you just have so far, those who have reached out have only said, I do this, that, and the other. Where do I find this? This is the same thing as because if you are on the elevator, right, and you sell soap, and you just happen to be in a hotel at the soap convention, where do I find your wares? You just gonna tell me you make soap? Where do I find your information? That's not helping. Because what do I tell the people that I'm trying to send to you? I don't even know where to find you. So please don't tell me what you can do. Send me your site. Send me a video so I can at least tell people, look, they got a video up showing what they do. Because I know not everybody's like tech savvy and got time for that. I understand that. So you got to help me out. You got to help me help you. So every Monday, if I can, I'm trying my best because I got a lot going on. I'm in my shop, like, right? There's something going on in my shops. You got to show up on Mondays at califamedia.com or califamedia.works, and you can find out what it is. And if you want me to shout you out, email me at califamedia, CALIFA. I'm not Christ. All right. Yes, praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. I'm about to check this person. Beverly, who is this? Oh, I'm going to read the first part of our book. Ooh, this is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Where is that passage? If I can't find it, I'm just going to quote it. I'm going to read you the first line. Ready? The genealogy of Jesus. This is for people who love Jesus, right? You love Jesus so much. Where was he from 12 to 30? That's how you shut Christians down. Right there. Ask him. You love this man so much. Where was he from 12 to 30? That's more time. So from 0 to 12, that's 12 years. 30 to 33, that's 3 more years. So if I'm not, my math is correct, I'm gonna add in 13 years because 0 plus 3 that he ended up dying. So 16 years total. 18 years are missing. You love Jesus. Where was he? Where was he? Where was he? He was in school. Name his teachers. We have his teachers listed in his book. And there's a reason why Christians leave this out. Because they don't want you to know the last thing Jesus would have ever been was a Christian. The very last. Jesus, I don't know what I would call him. A Sufi? Because he was like, it's all good. He studied in Europe. So can't say he's racist or we're racist. He studied in Europe, Africa, and Asia. Okay? We know Christians couldn't have done this because you all are the most xenophobic, ignorant, closed-minded people in existence. Everywhere y'all go, it's take what I give you or die. That doesn't sound like what Jesus would do. Anyway, you can learn more. I'm going to pin it for you. Order it. Do yourself a favor. It's a really good I didn't write this. I did not write this. Some people say, actually, yes, I agree. Portions of this are taken from the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus. Jesus was so influential. Where's his book? Good Christian. It exists. Why don't you have a copy? Here it is. Why don't you have a copy? Well, good Christian. This man was missing for 18 years and you don't care where he was. You can't tell me who his teachers were? I can. I guess I'm a better Christian than you. I can't stand these people. You're in the wrong place doing the wrong stuff. Okay? We were instructed to give you back your demonic, what is that? Satanic death cult. It's not a religion. It's a demonic, cannibalistic, satanic death cult. Tell me I'm wrong. Especially the Catholics. I'm about to go off. Excuse me. Okay, 51 minutes. I'm about to leave it with this. Happy Holy Day, Moors. Don't be like these people who are cannibalizing a corpse that's been nailed to the wall for 2,025 years. Don't be like them. Be better. We honor all the divine prophets. This is what our instructions are, good Christian. We honor all the divine prophets. First one, Jesus. Y'all don't honor anybody. Y'all are praying to the bastard son of a pope. Hippie Jesus, yes or no? Cesare Borgia. He is the bastard son of a pope. Perfect. It's perfect, good Christians. That's not controversy. That's observable fact. I know we are not to incite religious controversy. Those are observable facts. And with that, thank you, Moors. Thank you, Moslems. Appreciate y'all. If you want me to big you up, please email me at Califa, like California. That's where it comes from. Califa, and Califa, like the successor. That's what it actually translates to. Successor, which means somebody got to fall. Good Christians. Yes, Jesus means justice. Islam. And justice is assured. I know I'm seeing it every day. Every time a Moor starts a business, something else happens. So some Moors sent me their Moors sent me their articles of confederation or of incorporation, and they get ready to do some other stuff to get out of this scumbaggery. And that happened, and then like the same week, all this stuff with these immigrants and the White House, like, y'all ugly. We're gonna bury your evil souls to the world. We're not touching up jack on that Vanity Fair stuff. Anyway, I'll see y'all next Friday if I don't see y'all before then. But Allah willing, I'll be here Friday. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your attention. Support them more, not just me. Prophet's Day is coming up. Oh, real quick. Like I said, book is back in stock. Elephant pens. I have elephant pens where I have interpreted the prophet's prophecy about the guard dog of the Moorish nation is not a dog, it's an elephant. And I'm proposing that it's the Moorish men. So those will be in. If you have already ordered them, thank you. Those will be in. They said Monday, but I wouldn't be surprised they don't show up tomorrow, right? And I think they're like $13 and shipping is included. So yeah. What else? 2025 year in review. Morris will be gathering at the Moorish Hall of Learning on Thursday, January 1st. I got to get a time. So Thursday, January 1st, if you're not doing anything, Moors will be gathering and we'll just be discussing the events of 2025. I don't know. That one might go long. All right. Yeah. And I had a new service I want to announce, but I'll get into that later. All right. Thank you, Moors. Appreciate that. I got to go make dinner because, I'm in a house full of people that can cook for themselves, but I got to go make dinner. All right. Peace and love, Islam, make your meetings, and I will check y'all out later. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Y'all. Thanks, y'all.